welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to talk a little bit about what I recommend for exercise for beginners. So I'm going to talk about what I recommend as an exercise split for beginners, and then also as you become more advanced, what that exercise routine might look like. And I'll also share a little bit about my exercise routine. So if you find this video helpful, please give it a like and subscribe to my channel, and let's get into it. So, I think one of the most common mistakes that people make when they're just starting out on their health and fitness journey is they try to do too much. And that certainly pertains to an exercise regimen, right? So, maybe you're thinking, I need to exercise 6 days a week and it needs to be 2 hours in the gym. But I would say before you do any of that, any exercise related thing, you need to dial in what you're putting into your body. So, you have to focus on weighing and tracking your food to start and get really good at what it is you're taking in and making sure that works for your calorie needs before you're doing any kind of exercise regimen. So that's my first tip, is really it kind of all starts in the kitchen, and that's what I would recommend starting with first. And if you're there at the same time, or you're starting to feel comfortable with dialing in your nutrition, then I think you can add a step goal. And a lot of people, think that needs to be 10,000 steps, but then you're falling right back into that first trap. So, how do you decide how many steps to start with? I think that really depends on where you're at now. So, if you're really sedentary and you're not going on any walks and not doing any movement, 10,000 steps is not going to be a good place for you to start. It's just not sustainable. So, I'd say if you're not moving very much, maybe try something like 4 or 5,000 steps. Or if you're lightly active, then maybe a good goal would be 8,000 steps. It all depends where you are, and then pushing yourself on something that's a little bit more challenging but isn't insurmountable. So, the first thing you need to do is make sure your diet and nutrition is dialed in. Number one, before anything else. If you have a good grasp on that, and for most people, hopefully you can do this simultaneously, you can start incorporating some walking and some steps into your routine. Okay, so once you're at this step, you are weighing and tracking your food, you have your nutrition and your diet kind of dialed in, and you have a practice of walking or getting a certain amount of steps every day, then you can start thinking about your strength training program. And what I recommend for beginners is 3 strength training days a week. And one of that would be an upper body day, a lower body day, and then the third day would be full body and also incorporate core. And so, how do you know what exercises to start with, right? Maybe Monday is your upper day, Wednesday's legs, Friday is full body Friday. How do you know what exercises to do and where to start? Well, as you probably know, because you're on YouTube, the internet is full of resources. Pinterest has a lot of really nice diagrams and workout plans that you can do. And also, one of the things that I've used in the past is if you go to 24-hour fitness, or some of those larger chain gyms, they often have an app that includes exercises and shows a breakdown of how to do them. So a lot of times, if you're paying for a gym membership, there might already be resources incorporated, which is really great. So anyway, I would go and try and find some of the exercises and pick the ones that look interesting to you. And to start, I would recommend only choosing about 4 to 6 for each day. That is plenty to start with. And from there, you can work on improving your form and getting comfortable with those. And then, over time, you can add more exercises onto it. Another tip I have when you're picking your exercises or just starting out is to really think about utilizing the machines in the gym. I know it can be tempting, or maybe it's even intimidating to just go over to, the free weights area and all the barbells and dumbbells and everything. But actually, if you use the machines, there's less of a chance that your form is going to be compromised. So it's actually really good to start on the machines because it takes some of the guesswork out of it for you and lets you focus on your form. So that's another tip for just starting out. 3 days a week, pick 4 to 6 exercises. You'll probably want to do about 3 sets of those. And your sets, you'll want to do maybe 8 to 12 reps. And those should be challenging, right? It should be hard on 10 or 11 or 12. And then also start with machines. So that's what I would recommend for beginners. And of course, you can add in cardio or exercise classes or whatever you like. But I think that's the foundation is your 3 days of weight training and then your step program and your diet. Okay, so I also wanted to talk a little bit about my workout routine, and I'll share some of that in this video. I have been doing this for a long time, so I work out a lot, but I also enjoy it. So this is not meant to be something that seems unattainable for beginners. It's more just showing how things progress over time. So I do 5 days of strength training a week. I do 2 upper body days, 2 lower, and 1 full body. And I do on my upper days, one is pull, one is push, and then my legs split glutes, hamstrings, and quads. There's also core sprinkled into all of those. So that is my weightlifting split. And my Saturday full body is actually an exercise class. So the other 4 days are really straightforward weight training at the gym. But Saturday, we have a class that we like to take. It's not uncommon or unusual. It's called Body Pump. And that is more high repetition weight training. And it's something different. It's really motivating. It's fun. It's to music. And you do about 9 or 10 tracks that work different parts of your body. So I really enjoy that. Step wise, I get 11 to 12,000 steps a day. I make it a priority. I usually do a walk in the morning, a walk in the evening, and then whenever I can fit them in through the day. And then I also enjoy playing pickleball. And then I also sprinkle in exercise classes. Like I said, it's a lot. But yeah, that's just where I'm at right now. And I really do enjoy it. So that is maybe a more advanced version, but to start, I would say again, I recommend dialing in your nutrition and then your step game. Then you can add strength training. And some tips for that is just to start with 4 to 6 exercises and to leverage those machines. So I think the overall takeaway is not to do too much and to do it in stages, right? We don't want to think that the only way to be healthy is to spend 2 hours in the gym every day. That's just not true if you're beginning. If you're mindful of what you're eating and you're getting in your movement, that is a great start. And then incorporating strength exercise is going to make a big difference. So, those are my tips for beginners and a little bit of my daily movement. And I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you very much.